How we doing, Robust family? And look, welcome. I know you're going to enjoy the episode coming up, and we have a lot more stuff on this channel. But before we engage on the new show, can I ask you to do me a small favor? Just robustly smash that subscribe and like button. It helps us a lot, and it makes sure that you do not miss a robust breakfast show beat. All right, enjoy. Breakfast show, breakfast show, ow, 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 ow. It's 8 a.m., it's actually 11 minutes past, but you know we're gonna be together, gonna have a blast. Oh, good morning to you. I'm Robert Ashitey, and when we have a good time this morning, it won't be any other way. Over to the side is a lady of sound. Her name's Kathleen. How you doing now? Say, suck it to me, suck it to me, suck it to me, suck it. Good morning, Kat.
Hello.
Speaking to the mic.
Bon dia.
Bon dia. How you doing today?
I'm good.
It's very rare we get to see you like this.
Yes.
Yes. Does it feel awkward or strange?
Yeah. I don't know what to do with my hands.
I know, right? But the good thing is you're there over there, but guess who's doing the sound this morning? It's the one and only Mr. Ailton. There he is. There's the man himself, the man with a plan. You're awesome. You're good, Ailton.
I'm okay.
You're good, yeah? Don't look so nervous. It's all that time. It's gonna be a breakfast show rhyme. 8 a.m. all the way to 10. It's all about us. It's me and you, my friend. Oh. Yay. All right, guys. You can turn that one off, and let's go here. That's right, guys. It's that time. It's your morning show. I know you've just had 27 minutes of being inspired. You had 27 minutes of being inspired just a moment ago, and we are taking over the baton. Ain't it right, Kat?
Yeah, we are.
That's how we do. That's how we do all day, every day, people. And, it's Thursday. We're excited because, Kat, when it's Thursday, what does that mean, Kat?
Love therapy.
No. It's breakfast show time, Kat. What does it mean when it's Thursday?
Love talk show.
Kat! Thursday is relationship power.
Wow.
Oh my God, like she just sit in a different chair in the morning and she forgot everything we've been through these past couple of years.
No, I just wanted to make you say it.
Oh, you want to make me say it? But I was trying to make you say it.
Yeah.
This ain't no feminist movement thing, is it?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Kat, you've been watching TV shows.
Do I look like a feminist to you?
They come in all shapes and sizes. 2024, my dear.
You don't know how they look like.
You don't know how they look like, But, even speaking about that subject of feminism and all these different ideas and ideologies, people can have many different thoughts in their mind, different thoughts. And these ideas can actually have an imprint on their relationship life. It can have a huge imprint on their love life. Things can be going so well, they watch a few TV shows and they start acting different. Or in a place of worship, in a place of getting good information, then they see something on TV, on the media, among their friends, and they start acting different. It's amazing, and unfortunately we see that because of statistics. If you have a look, we've got Ailton here with us. The statistics are showing that, people are struggling when it comes to love lives. Basically what it shows us is that one of the main causes of divorce that we're looking at here is, 73% because of lack of commitment. So it's like, you're not committed to me, so I'm out. I'm out. Lack of commitment. Well, that's what they say, right? That's what they put down. The other reason is 56%, which is a huge jump. They call it lack of commitment, right? So the person just gives up, right? Then we've got 56%, which is frequent arguments. But what they're arguing about, 55% infidelity, all right? Unfaithfulness. That is the vocal reason. That is what took place and people decided to jump ship. Underneath that, we have 45% with unrealistic expectations, which I think may even be a bigger factor if people are more honest with themselves, maybe. 41% lack of preparation for marriage. And that's what the Love Talk does. It prepares people for relationships and helps people who are in a relationship to get a really stable ground. And last but not least, 25% domestic violence, which is the minimum. So there's a lot happening. And thankfully, we have the love therapy that we have every Thursday at 8 p.m. and they're doing an absolutely phenomenal job, literally, of kind of using scripture, the advice from the author of love to help guide us and bring us back to being a bit more soberly minded. How you doing, Rihanna? It's great to have you with us.
Hi.
Yes, it's great. I know you was being Wonder Woman this morning.
Yes.
A lady got her bag stolen and you came
phone snatched.
her phone
Yeah.
snatched and you came to the rescue. There are heroes among us, Kat.
Oh my god, yes.
There are heroes among you, and you just walked around like a normal, average civilian.
Yes.
But you're not. I'll let you settle in. There's somebody at the door. Hey, so what an only Mr. Chris Brown. Go settle in, Mr. Chris. You're absolutely awesome. Superpower. Great to have you with us. I'll let you sort yourself out as well.
Thank you.
All right, let you settle in. Okay, then we have good morning from Sophia Osborne. Good morning, Sophia. And Jeanette saying relationship power shower. Yes. Relationship power shower. I like that. You imagine when someone says something really good, it's like, oh my gosh, I'm feeling that. That is a relationship power shower. I'm changed. That was too cringe. too. Okay, fine.
I think that was below the line. That was
below
okay.
the- yeah,
That's
okay.
okay. It wasn't like
I'm bouncing. I'm
It's not
bouncing.
your average.
So
you know what, Robert? After all the jokes, we actually love you.
Yeah,
We love you.
We love
You know
you,
what?
Robert. We do.
I'm surrendered to the Lord.
Robert.
It is what it is. Like in the words of Bishop James, that Miss Helena says to him, I am what I am. You bought me, now you can't send me back. you purchased me, you can't send me. Relationship power shower. And then we have Shane saying, good morning, breakfast show family. Okay, so we're going to get straight into this. We're just going to let everyone set up. But now, in the meantime, I want to show you something else that's quite interesting. Why it's a big challenge when it comes to the whole subject of love life. Because men and women are different. And we could be getting our ideas and inspirations from other couples who have their own conventional means of doing things. I mean, we've got this clip coming up now. All right, get ready. Number one. And definitely, I'm sure you might be able to relate. If you're a married man, you might be able to relate. There's going to be that silent nod, like, if you're a lady, you'd be like, yeah, that's right. They're learning. So let's have a look at this clip, and then we'll be right back in just a few seconds. Check this out.
I was completely right, and she was completely wrong.
Well, David, it really doesn't matter who's completely right and who's completely wrong. See, it's your job as the man to apologize to her.
But it's not my fault.
It doesn't matter.
So what does she do?
Well, she gets to forgive you.
She's the one who's wrong.
It doesn't matter.
All right, fine. I'll just go up there and apologize my guts out, take all the blame and pretend that I'm wrong. At least I'll know I'm right.
So we can see there that men and women are different. I mean, I grew up with in a single person household with my mum looking after me. So I didn't get to see those dynamics fully, but growing up as a man, I can see the power difference in terms of women and men. Yes, Rihanna.
I think women are more sensitive. So I think it would just be naturally easier for a man to apologize. It's like whatever.
So women are more sensitive.
Yeah.
So that they're more on edge.
Yeah. So that they're more offended. So yeah, it's just easy for the man to just apologize, just say sorry.
It's quite interesting. It's quite interesting because it seems like women hold the power.
They do, 100%.
So that's your young lady saying that.
Yeah.
Wow, that's powerful. So I mean, Chris, you've been married for a while, bro, and like I said, nice having you in here. I'm glad you're settling in.
Glad to be here. Always glad to be here.
But how close to reality is that clip?
I think that clap. I think that
Yeah, the guy expertly, intervened to tell the young man.
Oh, actually, I think that clip was much the truth, because the thing about it is not everybody wants to apologize at times, right? But it's choosing the right time. It's like, yeah, just apologize because it's gonna calm things down.
Yeah.
Later on, you could talk about the issue.
Yeah.
Let's get rid of that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, speaking about women having so much influence and power, especially when it comes to relationship, I mean, I think there's even Bible verses about a wise woman, like that's in the New Testament, saying that she can win her husband for the Lord. She has that level of influence. We speak about it here on the Breakfast Show. It just is what it is. Like this whole thing about, oh no, we are, this, that, and the other. Women are, oppressed and all that kind of stuff. Like, really? Really? And don't get me wrong, you got some messed up men out there in the world who are doing messed up things. But like Rihanna, she young. You're like, what, 22, 23?
No, distant 26.
26. And like, you've seen it.
Yeah.
You see, I mean, look, this is how powerful it is, yeah? We've got a little clip here. This lady is really interested in this clip coming up. And basically, the impact a woman can have on a man. Check this out.
Behind every defeated man, you'll find a woman who ruined his life. I cannot tell you how many men I saw were doing so well. Suddenly, they married the wrong person and everything went down. Regular guys, average guys, making 40 grand a year, all of a sudden they marry a woman that believes in them. Next thing you know, 300, 600, a million, running $20 million business because somebody behind closed doors saying, baby, I believe in you. Let's make it work. You got this. I got your back. You're amazing. The guy's got to do his part, but behind closed doors, somebody is saying, I believe in you. There's not nagging, negative, all that other stuff. That combination together, you see big things happen. Whoever you talk to last before going to sleep will dictate your future.
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot, right? So we can see this balance of men and women needing each other. A woman can bring so much influence with a word to pull or take away. And I don't know. I mean, are men really victims in this? I don't know. I think it's just the dynamics. Ree, go ahead.
I don't think men are the victims.
Yeah.
Actually, a little bit.
This is young lady's viewpoint, right?
I think a little bit, because I think they can be easily manipulated by a woman, but not really realize what's happening. I think, yeah, definitely.
Okay. I mean, we've done a couple of years. Chris, your thoughts on that one?
My thoughts on that is who you choose could dictate a lot of things in your life later on.
Yeah.
So, and your question was, are men the victim? Yes, sometimes men are the victim as well. Wow. There's a balance on it.
Yes,
sometimes,
that's true, because when they think, because we have a group called the group that deals with domestic abuse. See you later, Kat. See the red dress hovering out. God bless you, Kat. Have a good one on your course today. Yeah, and so like for example, in terms of abuse, right? Women are like protected straight away, because men, like, they're very obvious in if they're going to be abused, if it's going to be very strong with their words. They have to do a lot. You know what I mean? And to cross some lines, whereas women could be very subtle, and get away with it as well. So I see you laughing there. It's funny. It's like there's a hidden code among women, like they know what they're doing.
It's funny because I think that this is my thoughts, by the way, everybody. Right, it's my thoughts. Media has a lot to do with a lot of things.
Yeah.
And what you promote more is going to sway the masses in that sense. But to be honest, both sides are victims when it comes to abuse. Both sides, male and female.
Absolutely, absolutely. So here's something interesting, because we got a question. All right, I'm going to show you a video just in a second, but I've got the MCQ question for today. All right, I'm going to be hammering out some videos so we can go into today's love talk material. By the way, Sophia Osborne says a man can ruin a woman as well. It's true. It's true. Absolutely. Sophia says it can go both ways. It's true. But do you see how the power shift struggles even in a healthy environment? Do you see how the power shift is on the woman's side even in a normal environment?
Yes.
Naturally. Imagine this, right? A woman makes a journey, she has children, does everything she do, she'll work, she'll get things done. But add a man to her life, she could even function with a guy being odd. Like, we've seen it, 2024, like women have literally just gone and carried on, right?
Yeah.
But however, they do have a need for relationship, right? But they've been able to, they fulfill, man was made, but a woman fulfills the areas that a man doesn't have, right? So women can still continue and function. But you can see, depending on that woman, the man can literally go down. We saw in the video, this is Patrick Bet-David. He was saying, look, you can have a man who's not doing so well, add a woman to his life, budof, he excels.
Yep.
The same way you can have a man who's doing well, add a woman to his life, budof, he crashes. But you can have women that literally, unless the guy's physically abuses and beating her up, just living together, she can continue the same trajectory. All right, so I've got a question for you guys, because we're talking about the difference between men and women, and they both complement and need each other. And we're just talking about the level of influence, the subtle influence and power that a woman has, and men need women, women need men. When you're single, you need to pray, right? We all know that. We're godly people. We need to pray. Yeah. And many times we make that prayer of, show me a sign, Lord. Show me a sign. Ailton, have you made that prayer?
Sorry?
Show me a sign that this isn't the one. Have you made that prayer before?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, what about you? What about you, Ree?
Yeah.
You made that prayer as well?
Yeah.
Show me a sign, Lord. I made that prayer. You as well, Chris?
Yeah,
we all made
past,
that prayer. So the MCQ for today. So you prayed for God to show you a sign. What would you consider to be a sign from God that a person is not the one? Share your thoughts. All right. So you prayed to God for a sign. However, what would you consider to be a sign from God that person is not the one? I know you could say, they as soon as they could get their hands on me, they were misbehaving. Okay, that's the obvious one. But we're praying for a sign from God. Sometimes it's not gonna be like that, right? So share your thoughts. That's the morning coffee question for today. You prayed for God to show you a sign. What would you consider to be a sign from God that a person is not the one? Share your thoughts. We want to hear all about it here on today's breakfast show. I think we got it there, Tolu. Just, behavioral characteristics. You start to see and hear things that raise alarm bells, yeah? Then we have Anonymous saying, my experience was that he will twist what the Holy Spirit said through the pastor, not once, but 3 times. Okay. That's interesting, right? So you're in a service, right? Something's been passed to you, and the person is like twisting the words. So they're getting it, and they're getting the word, but they're changing it.
Yeah,
that's an interesting sign.
That's an alarm bell, big alarm bell, because think about it. Everybody's going that way has got it, and this person's going that way.
Yeah.
But because of your eyes and your desire, you'll end up going that way too. And before you know, you're out of where the direction you're going. Yeah, you can have your own thoughts. There's nothing saying that, something said. You've got to question things at the end of the day to learn and grow. But if someone keeps doing that to you particularly, there's something up there.
There's something going on. That's interesting. Imagine if you was dating a guy in Love Talk and they kept doing that, Riri.
No. Bye.
But you need someone in your life. You need a finger. Your brother's married. Now it's your time. You prayed. The guy appeared, right?
I've got standards.
See, that's good. That's standards. Most people think standards are, they're not going to speak to me like this, but you see, you have godly standards as well. You know what I mean? Yeah. I've been doing this journey of faith and it's been serving me well. Here I am today. I'm healed. I'm recovered. I'm well. God's blessed my life. I'm doing well. Now you've come on and now I'm close to you. I'm hearing you think like being against everything. Don't get me wrong. Like Chris said, we can ask questions, but like, too much of that. Oh no, you're not allowed to speak. You see, already that's showing you that something going on there. You know what I mean? It's not a question of but how come, or you know what I mean, to get clarity, understanding, but just to be against. It's very interesting, guys. We've got another one here. My experience, blah, blah, blah. I can say that a man can break you, ground you to zero after being in it for years. That it only takes God to help. Don't neglect the red flags and signs. All the red flags.
Oh yeah, you have to, because apparently if there's red flags during the dating season, then basically it's like the divorce is happening before the official divorce.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I like to put it.
Because the divorce is happening.
And I remember your past was like that, isn't it?
Oh, very much so. Yeah.
What happened to you again?
Well, the thing about it is, I made choices in my past, and we've moved on and everything. Like, I'm
Absolutely.
not blaming, but it takes, let's say, 2 sides to slice bread, right?
Yeah.
So the thing about it is making the choices for the wrong reasons, right? But later on, it always seems right at the time, but later on it reveals itself. So that wasn't in line at the time.
And we got one here. Sophie says, always pray and ask God if it is his will, and if he choose that partner for you to open the doors he wants to open and close all the doors he wants to close. When you see the flags, just say amen and keep stepping. All right. Then we have Anonymous saying, sometimes, you got it, Debs?
Yeah, it says some thoughts that were previously suppressed because you were giving that person the benefit of the doubt, or caught up in what you thought might be love or must be the one resurface as red flags. Yeah, so sometimes you can see signs of like people being concerned, but then it's what type of concern is it? Is it obsessive concern? Is it like the narcissistic concern? We have to be able to gauge it, don't you?
Yeah. He was going to point something
funny.
out.
Yeah, I was going to point something. It's funny. It fell in line exactly with that. That sometimes we can be so concerned and so picky that you're actually interrupting what would have happened naturally by God at the same time. So it's having discernment to know which is a line that's saying this isn't the one, or which is the line saying, am I looking for something every little time?
Wow.
Yeah, and
So-
that's true.
We
And
need the
Yeah.
offer of love, man. We need the offer of love in our
Yeah,
life.
yeah,
like,
definitely. It's
oh boy.
complex. It's complex.
Yeah. Wow.
yeah, and Sophie was there saying sometimes we get caught up in the worldly perception of what our families would think of our spouse on the inside, but see me and come live with me are very different. Yeah, that's true.
That's
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's that
Yeah,
saying.
yeah,
I just
it's
thought, yeah, it's
true,
true.
yeah.
It is true.
Hey guys, I hope you're enjoying the show. Just thought I'd interrupt. If you haven't done already, smash the robust like and subscribe button. Why not? Why not? You like us, I like you. Why not? Got Mercy. What's Mercy saying, Debs?
Okay, so Mercy says someone who is a repeat offender on the same thing shows that they aren't submitted to the Holy Spirit's voice, especially if they are aware and keep apologizing, talking about character.
Ooh, so they're talking about character.
Yeah. So the thing is, if it's like, I understand what she's saying, because like if you keep on making the mistake and keep on apologizing, like, how many times can you keep doing that? You know, and then it's like, can you really trust that person?
It's interesting, right?
Yeah, I mean,
It's a scary minefield, eh, Will?
Yeah, I was gonna say like one time can be a mistake, but 2 times is a decision. You know, in that respect. So I do feel like when you're a repeat offender, there's only so many times you can pretend that you're not aware of what you do, especially when someone's already expressed how they feel about it. So now you're doing it and you already know how the other person that you're affecting feels about it as well. Very much so a decision.
Ooh. We got a comment here straight from Namibia. This is Victoria. Let's see what she has to say. So it's good to hear from you, Miss Victoria.
One day I make that prayer because it was this guy who was pursuing me, and then later on we used to talk every day, and then he just stopped. And then I asked God, if he's the one, my God, let him pursue me more. But then if he's not the one, when I gave him a week, I gave myself a week. And then when that week finished, I said, my God, when I'm going to call him, if he's not the one, he's going to tell me something else. And exactly what I asked God, that's what he spoke. Like, I just want us to be friends. I just want to miss you more and what. And I'm like, I already pray for this. So that was the end. Yeah.
There might be another woman involved.
You never know.
I'm sure, 100%. There's another woman somewhere.
This is what I was waiting for.
But it's good though that she did, because that's what you have to do, and it's a hard thing, especially if you really want to be with that person. But when you say those words, you trust in God, and God will work it out.
I'm coming to you, Chris. But you know what I liked? I liked it when she said, wait, cool off. Because some people are like, oh no, it's Sunday night. I need to hear from him by Monday 2 p.m. midday. What a symbolic number. A Monday midday. You need to, you know what I mean? But she was like, you know what I mean? Take the space. Give him space to breathe.
Midday at 33.
Isn't it?
After 40 seconds.
Tell me about it. Go, you gonna say, Chris?
I was going to say, I'm going to flip that on the other side.
Go ahead, bro.
I'm going to flip that on the other side.
I hear
Because
that.
the thing about it is that how do we not know that this guy went away, prayed, realized it wasn't the one, did the decent thing of not pursuing at that time, and then came back to it and he said,
Mic
what
drop.
God told him to do.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's
and
true,
that's the thing. I think we have to be mature about dating, right? Not everybody we speak to is going to be the one.
Yeah.
Right? Some people are like, because it don't work out, I'm going to be awkward with you. I'm going to be awkward with you in the church. Oh no, what we're going to talk about now? Oh gosh, we were dating. Oh gosh.
You'll see them and you won't see them.
You won't see them.
You know,
We have to be mature,
like you don't
like man, we're speaking. Like, no, it's ain't happening. It ain't happening. It ain't happening.
But it does go both ways though, because I've experienced where I don't want things to be awkward, but the other person, for whatever reason,
Wants to be awkward.
is making it so awkward that I can't not participate in it. Like it's like you're pulling me into the awkwardness. But like I'd rather it be anything other than this. But you're just pulling me in.
You just imagine.
I want to say good morning to Stacey over in Kenya, Nairobi. Good morning to you, Stacey. Sinead says good morning. Today you forgot about Miss Strand. I don't know. I
Everyone's
don't know.
silent.
But okay, Yapo's with us saying the behavioral character starting not to consider God is the priority and make excuses all the time, and how he speaks to God will pick points for you to look carefully on that one. Actions speak louder than words.
Yes.
That's from Ayapa over there in Botswana. So look, guys, love life is a challenge. We have to navigate it, and what we're learning every single week in the love therapy is that you can't sidestep God. I think that's the phrase on the Breakfast Show. You can't sidestep the author of love. It just is what it is. And I've actually got a clip because I don't know. I mean, some people, they have different sides. We were speaking about the person's character. We were speaking about, the one before. We're speaking about, middle one. Okay, it's on the right now. Dude, that's it. Yeah, and for some people, this might be a sign.
What the hell are you doing?
I remember we saw that.
Why are there shells in there?
That's the way they're supposed to be.
Certainly not.
I've never made eggs.
I just realized.
I had the same reaction.
No, if this is a sign,
Oh,
you
are
already
you
messed
kidding
up.
me?
You're in the corner.
I don't eat eggs. I don't know.
The moment you realize you had
That's disgusting.
Well, don't freaking eat it.
She's upset now. She's upset. I feel sorry for the eggs. I feel sorry for the receipt.
Yeah, it's just a waste.
You know what I'm saying? The only one who won there was the shop who sold those eggs. That's the only one who won in that situation there. But anyway, speaking about signs, there are different signs we can have, but maybe we have a sign. We've got Bishop. He gives a really nice explanation about the signs. It's not the main theme of today. If you're of God, you want to protect your salvation. You want to protect yourself. You want to protect your faith, right? And so you are very, very cautious. And Gideon, he was like, look, God, if you're sending me, if you're still with me, God, like, you got an angel speak to him, you know what I'm saying? Brother's still asking for a sign.
Yeah.
Asking
for many signs.
I'd be like, hey,
for the
angel under the tree, touch your finger, came up with, brother's still asking for a sign. So it's interesting that Bishop brought this subject up, and I thought, you know what, let's have a look at it and see what they have to say. He has to say on this subject, because some of you were all making this prayer. Check this out.
We sometimes hear people say like this, my God, give me a sign. Give me a sign if this relationship is from you. Give me a sign what I should do. Have you heard people say these words? Give me a sign. Okay, what is the sign? A lot of people think that the sign is something that will appear in the sky, or something supernatural, something, that it's like a light that's shown in the sky. But what is the sign that God gives us? For example, a person who is single or dating, a person started dating and they say, my God, give me a sign if this person is from you. Sometimes you saw the sign, maybe you saw the sign already, but you don't want to accept the sign that you saw because it's not the sign that you like. Did you understand? Maybe you want that relationship to work, but you saw a sign that it's not going to work, but you didn't like the sign. You want a different sign, so you pretended that you didn't see the sign. When you are dating, if the person you are dating hides things from you, what is that? It's a sign. When you say, Bishop, I'm not sure, but I think something is not right. I saw that this person has a second Facebook account that I know nothing about. Do you think that's a sign? Usually it's because the person wants to hide something. Is it true or not? You're dating someone, you see that the person is over-friendly with people of the opposite sex. What is that? It's a sign. The person has a flirty personality. For example, is it a sin to flirt? For me, no. If I flirt with my wife. If I flirt with her, I can flirt with her as much as I want. Is it a sin? No. But that's it. I can only flirt with how many people in my life? One, that's it. But if you see the person has a habit of flirting with different people, that's a sign. So don't wait. Don't put these signs to the side. And sometimes you say, but Bishop, he said, he gave me or she gave me a reason for what she did. The person may give you a reason, but you have to, as they say, you have to call a spade a spade. You have to call it what it is. If the person is flirtatious, if the person hides things from you, all these things are signs. And when you get married, these things will be there. The person who has a flirtatious personality, you get married, that flirtatious personality will remain. The person who has an addiction that you find out before getting married, that addiction will be there after you get married. So, and sometimes you say, but Bishop, if I call off the relationship, then I'm going to be alone again. People, you have no idea the amount of people, the number of people we counsel that they saw signs before getting married, got married, and now they're in a pickle. And they wish they didn't get into that pickle, but now it's too late. They're there, they have to deal with that. So prevention is better than cure. If you see something that is not right, be careful and run a mile. Amen?
Okay, guys, there you go. If you see something that doesn't look right, instead of being there, where's the sign? Where's the sign? Where's the sign, Lord? And then all kinds of different things are happening. These little things are popping up. And it's like, no, but I need someone. I told everyone that I'm going to find someone in 2024. I told everyone it's going to be him. My parents like him, but you saw this. And even the pastor's like, oh, this person's of God, but you saw the signs for you and you just want to ignore it and keep going on to the altar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's not worth it.
It is not.
To destruction.
It's not worth it at all.
It's not easy. And I'm glad Bishop brought this up because it's a conversation that needs to be said. Especially if you're single and you're in the faith as well, you want to live a godly life. This needs to be said. There are going to be some signs that God's going to reveal and you try to ignore them. And you suffer it. You suffer for it.
Yeah.
So I think there was this thing Bishop Macedo said. I never forgot it. It's called the holy doubt. So basically, he had this experience where he had a lady he was dating when he was single, and they were sitting at the table, and he said something to her very nicely, and the way she responded back to him, it's like it brought the holy doubts. As in, if she's like this now when she doesn't have me, imagine what she's going to be like when I put that ring on her finger.
Yeah.
And that brought a holy doubt to him. So that could be a sign. It's something very subtle, and you think, no, but like, they go to church every Sunday with me and they make me a prayer. Please. So it's not worth it.
To tail on to that as well as what Bishop said, sometime we're married, right? But before, like in many situations, not only just that, asking for a sign. But at the end of the day, you get the sign.
Yeah.
But you don't listen to the sign.
Or you don't like it.
You don't like it. So back to what you said about Gideon, true, you start asking again for another sign, you get a sign, but you don't like it. So what you're doing is you're doing your own will. So you pay a price for that at the end of the day,
Yeah, you're doing your own will, you pay a price for that.
Yeah.
And then you complain like it's the person.
Yeah.
Don't get me right, we're just getting what we served up, what we sowed. That's all it is, right?
Exactly.
And so we need to pray because we jumped there, because we just couldn't wait.
Yeah. But we learn. We grow from that.
Exactly. So it's not to be harsh, right? I mean, because right now, people, there's some tough situations that people are going through simply maybe because of this reason, But however, same way God has mercy with us, let's have some mercy as well. Let's pray for that person. There are some things that we just cannot tolerate, that we cannot accept. I think like Will touched on, that it's like, no, my life is at risk by the way this person's behavior or what they're doing. Okay, so that's another subject. But if we're talking about so that's another subject. So the signs were already there that was going to happen, but you have subtle indifferences. Really, there's no point to like run away from that because they keep throwing their socks on the floor. Like, really? Like, I mean, come on, man. Life is bigger than that. All right, so we got. I got something I want to. Oh gosh, it's popping off a WhatsApp line. All right, we got a comment here from Chanel McKenzie. Ready for this? 3, 2, 1. Yep. Lady Jazz.
Good morning.
Play Lady Jazz
breakfast
background. You
family.
see it
How
there
are
in that
you?
section.
I hope you are all well. So, do you know what? There's so many signs. You know, there's so many examples that I can give. So I'm just gonna put an example in one. Anything that will cause the guy to separate himself from God or make him lose himself as a person. So, best example I can give is when somebody was interested in me and I had to turn him down because he showed a lot of signs of insecurities. So he believed in me, he believed in God and everything, but he had insecurities, and that was enough for me to say no, because that insecurities can affect him as a person, it could affect me, and it could even affect my daughter as well. So these are the things that I have to consider, and even if he has an insecurity, it could affect his workplace. So I would say not only the insecurities, but anything that could separate a man from a better personality, from himself as a person, or anything that will make him to lose himself or make him far from God, that's already a sign for me to say no. So yeah, if anything adds to him in a good way, then that's a good sign. But if it separates him from God or from himself as a person, it will obviously affect our marriage or us as a person. So yeah, that's my quote. That's my answer. All right, then take care. Have a good day. Bye.
Yeah, noticing an insecurity. That's a huge one, especially if you have a child from a previous relationship. Because sometimes because you have a child from a previous relationship and someone takes an interest in you, it's like, no, we can make it work. We can make it work. We can make it work. But Lady Jazz is like, you know what? I can see this is in you, giving him time, and we can see where you have discernment to see where it can go. You know, what it can bring. So you're not being over picky, are you, Ree?
No. You have to be very mature and you have to be secure if you're going to take a woman and her child. That's going to be your new family.
Yeah.
So if she saw that, like, it was right. If she saw that he was insecure, then it's not going to work.
Yeah.
You have to be secure.
We got some comments then on the live chat.
Yes. I think people are. It is emojis of people laughing and crying. I think that is because of the eggs that the lady was cooking. And Ayapo said this one is food poisoning. Sophia says she needs a recipe book, which I understand. Yes, amen. Candice said the signs are sometimes just clear as daylight. One just chooses to overlook them, like we were talking about before. Yeah, seeing the red flags and not seeing things, and then we're just saying, oh, we don't like it. We want that relationship so much. Anonymous says it can be a bit more complex. You might get triggered, but this could be from unhealthy relationships you may have witnessed.
That's right.
Okay.
So even like Chanel was like, you know, sometimes it's like it's not a no for you, but it's like go and heal first, and then we continue. You know, go. I've spotted something. If they're humble to be like, oh Lord, maybe this is actually feedback for me to hear for my love life to progress in a healthy way. So it might be no for now. We can, go do what you need to do. Seek the Lord with all your heart, mind, soul, strength. We can. If I'm still around, if I'm still available, we can continue later.
It's very important, and especially what she mentioned about having. She's got a daughter, because I have a son and a daughter. So whoever's coming in, they can't upset us, or whoever wants to get to know me, they can't say, oh, well, I'm interested in you and not your children, because as far as I'm concerned, even though they're adults, we come as a package. Yeah. And anyone who loves you will love your kids.
Yeah, they know it's part of the deal. And that's maturity, right? If a guy is immature, he'll be like, no, it's all about you. So they're living in a fancy world.
They get big X. They get big X.
But if the lady is not paying attention, or if the man who has children is not paying attention, they'll be like, someone's taking an interest. You know what I mean? Let's make it work. But they already brought the objection already. You can't complain when things start to go wrong. I got a clip just to show you how different. There it is, right in the middle. Just show you how different men and women are. All right, because we have different personalities. You're going to see that in today's Love Talk material. You marry a person, you marry all of the person. All right. Bishop already touched on and Selena touched on the subject of having my list. Yeah, my perfect man, my perfect woman list, like that got debunked. The reason why, because there are going to be other things that are not on your list, because human beings are complex creatures, right, Chris?
We are complex. We're very complex.
And so this is how complex we are, because we have our hobbies, we have the things that we like, that we dislike, and maybe you're in a place with that person and you finally find out that extra thing that they come with. Have a look at this.
I just don't know how I'm supposed to fix this.
Look at me. You don't need that negativity in your life. Okay, and I know exactly how you feel. Okay, when Luke lost Obi-Wan in the midpoint of the film, he didn't know what he was going to do next. But you're in a similar position as he is. Okay, the galaxy needs you, so to speak. And you still got your Han Solo. You know, I think that the Force has you exactly where you're supposed to be. You're in your cockpit. There's nothing between you and destroying the Death Star. Okay, Darth Vader, he's been sent off into outer space. And Han Solo, he showed back up again. He's got the Millennium Falcon. And he's cleared the way and he says, "You're all clear, kid. Now let's blow this thing and go home." And all you gotta do is just trust yourself. Trust the Force.
I love it so much.
I think I'm gonna call my sister.
Oh my days.
I'm first gonna break up with him. I'm first gonna break up with him.
She thought about it. She like, not the answer I'm looking for. He said the right things. It was just the delivery. Why? Because you could see that he was a Star Wars fan.
That would cheer me up.
Yeah.
Huh?
If my girl did that to me, that would cheer me up.
That would cheer you up. That would cheer you up. That would cheer.
Yeah, that would work for me.
You didn't see it because it's far away at the time, but he had this thing. When he started his talk, he was like this. I didn't get into it. Like, so that's using the Force. So we're different. We've got different habits. We've got different hobbies. You know what I mean? You might have your list and all that kind of stuff. And we can spoil a potentially good thing, you know what I mean, by just not accepting the person fully. Right, Will? Your thoughts? Any thoughts on that? You want to add some?
Yeah, I was going to say, I think it's funny because I think that we talk about the signs that you see in the dating process, but I do think that there's also signs that you, even if you were attentive, you wouldn't have seen because the other person might have put some effort into hiding those things. But I'm talking about maybe people that are a lot more I'm trying to think of the right word for it, but maybe some people that are a bit more intentful to deceive, rather than maybe the general person that you could end up dating. So I do feel like for some people, you know, there are going to be people in that situation where they called it really wrong and they got someone with a much more questionable character. So I do feel like for people in that situation, what do they do, or how do they go about rectifying the problems that only just began as the marriage started, rather than having red flags that were indicating this was going to be a problem? Like, how do people go about tackling those issues?
Yeah, and I think and I think that's what Bishop's going to cover today, right? Because the great thing about being single, are you mad, bruv? Winter's coming in the UK and it's cold. The great thing about being single is you can choose, right? And with the information that we now receive, we can learn to, and I think you rightfully touched on it yesterday when we were talking about today's show, love intelligently, right? So we can, and another good thing about the author of Love is that, like we were speaking about signs, things, we know kind of the hidden things to look for and the good things that are like a plus that you can't authenticate. You know, especially when you want to people want to hurry to get into a relationship. And if they're hurrying to get into a relationship, you're going to miss stuff as well. So I think there's a lot of things that people can do right to land well, you know, in picking the right person. So Bishop's going to speak more about it today. I'm really excited. So what we're going to do now, I've got here something for all of you. All right. Before we go into the love seminar stuff, I've got a clip here. Check this out.
How to act when you see an attractive person. Quickly look away. Now slowly look back. Slight smile. Look down. Slowly look up at them. Start to wave hi, but then change your mind. Now laugh to yourself. Now dead serious. Now blow them a kiss. Blow them another kiss. Now blow them a French kiss. Flare your nostrils. Now flick your tongue like a lizard. Look away. Now start to look them up and down. Yes, up and down. Now squint your eyes and mouth the words, call me.
I mean, do you think that would be effective in that scenario?
No, I think you leg it.
Run for the hills.
Something going on there.
Run for the hills.
Leg it.
That's super weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, wow.
He's going to say something, Ree.
It was just, there was too much going on.
So you can go online and find all types of advice, but you want to get some good sources, you know what I mean, that can work you through it, and you won't get everything right just one day. But this whole love therapy, love talk is like a chisel, working a way for us to work on ourselves first, you know what I mean, so we can come across as the most sincere, real person of our version of ourselves, you know what I mean, with the help of the author of love. So, okay, guys, I really hope you enjoyed that show and you actually captured that breakfast show Vim. We laugh, we joke, we learn, and we equip ourselves for day-to-day life. If you want to see more, guess what? We're actually live with a live chat and a live video feed Monday to Fridays on libertyradio.co.uk from 8 a.m. in the morning. So don't miss a breakfast show beat. Like and subscribe if you haven't, and definitely connect online. And I'd like to see you there on the show. Type your name in, communicate on the morning. If you didn't already, we're also on Instagram. Check us out on Official Liberty Radio on Instagram. There's so much happening on that platform. Definitely go check it out. And I'd love to see you there. All right, have a good one.